Whether it's deleting the law of physics, seeing the future, or just making everyone around you spontaneously combust, Japan has decided that eyeballs are the deadliest weapon known to man. We've seen a lot of these over the years, but some just hit different. So today we're talking about the optical insanity, the busted, the broken, and the beautiful. Here are anime eye abilities that are absolutely, unequivocally cracked. We have to start with the man, the myth, Gojo.
領域展開無料空所
Satoru Gojo is a cheat code the developers forgot to patch out of the game. The 6 eyes are basically like having an RTX 5090 wired directly into your cerebral cortex while everyone else is running on Windows 95. He can manipulate cursed energy at an atomic level, giving his infinite mana efficiency and the ability to manipulate space like he's playing Minecraft in creative mode. The drawback? Well, it's too high def. Without that blindfold, his brain would literally turn into scrambled eggs from the data overload. It's the ultimate flex. He has to nerf himself just to function in society. When those baby blues pop out, the animation budget triples, and you know the villains are about to have a very bad day.
Kyoshiki Murasaki
殺さなくっちゃな。
Welcome to the Nasuverse, where everything is complicated. The lore is a headache, but the powers are undeniably cool. Shikiryogi's eyes are terrifying because they cut through the magical nonsense. She sees the lines of death on everything, and I mean everything. She can kill a ghost, she can kill a zombie, she can kill a metaphysical concept like the future or a magical barrier. Most anime characters need a bigger laser to win. Shiki just needs a kitchen knife and a good look at your squiggly lines. It bypasses durability entirely. It doesn't matter if you're a god or a tank. If it exists, it can end. It's quiet, it's conceptual, and it's absolutely lethal in a way that generic energy beams can never be.
俺の目はね、物の死が見えるんだ。お前と同じ特別性でさ。だから生きているのなら神様だって殺してみせる。
Bleach has always been about drip, but Yuha's eyes are just straight up unfair.
陛下は真の力を取り戻されたのだ。陛下の目はこれから起こる全てを見通し、そして陛下が知られた力で陛下を倒すことはできない。クインシーの王にふさわしきそのお力の名は The Almighty.
The Almighty sounds cool until you realize it's basically writing fan fiction where you always win. He sees every possible timeline laid out like grains of sand, but then he gets to choose the one where he claps you. It's the superpower equivalent of a kid on the playground saying, "Nuh-uh, I have an infinity shield." It breaks the plot so hard. When you stare into these many pupils, you aren't fighting a villain, you're fighting the author himself. It represents the absolute peak of my power is infinity plus one logic that makes Bleach so frustratingly awesome. In the grand tapestry of Isekai, where usually you just get a smartphone or a harem, Rudius gets the tactical zoom in.
見えるがブレる2つ3つにブレて見えるのだ長くて1秒先これがブレない未来の限界だ次は続きよっと動きを封じてフィニッシュそこまでだ
The Demon Eye of Foresight isn't a world ender, it's a lag compensator. It projects ghosts of the future, letting a squishy mage dodge sword swings from people way out of his league. But I love the balance here. It's not passive. Use it too much and your brain starts buffering like 2008 YouTube, leading to projectile vomiting. It's a grounded ability in a world of high fantasy, proving that knowing the future is useless if your body moves like a potato. It's the perfect tool for a guy who overthinks absolutely everything, giving him that split-second edge he needs to survive in a world that desperately wants to kill him.
まだだ。
いえ終わりです。そこまで。
マジか。何してくれてんだよ。
だがついにその異能力が存分に発揮できるアイデアを思いついた。
Charlotte starts as a goofy show about kids abusing superpowers to cheat on tests, and Yu's eyes seem like the most toxic party trick ever, possessing someone for 5 seconds just to mess with them. But when the Jun Maeda's sadness truck hits you, turns out he's not just borrowing bodies, he's looting abilities. Plunder lets him permanently rip powers away from others, leaving them powerless. But the hard drive is his own brain. The more power he takes, the more of himself gets overwritten. He turns from a pretty jerk into the strongest god on earth, but he slowly forgets who he is or why he's even fighting. Watching him descend into madness while collecting powers like Pokemon cards is a haunting visual. It takes the concept of a copycat ability and turns it into a tragedy. It's the classic be careful what you wish for trope, but with way more crying and eye strain.
僕はここで何をしてるんだ。
If you're enjoying this video, give this a like and remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Thanks. Blood Blockade Battlefront is pure chaos, and Leo's eyes are the calm center of the storm. These things are gorgeous. They see the truth, shattering illusions, zooming in on microscopic bacteria and hijacking version systems. But unlike the shonen power fantasies, these eyes are a curse. Leo didn't train for them, he traded his sister's eyesight for them in a deal with a cosmic entity. Every time he opens them to save the day, you feel the weight of that sacrifice. It's the ultimate utility support ability, proving you don't need laser beams to be the MVP of the team. They're beautiful, tragic, and the only reason Hell Salem's lot hasn't burnt down yet.
公会堂まであと 800m のタイ。このまま突っ込みます。待て、ここは慎重に。そんな時間ないさ。
お見事です、レオナルド様。
ルルーシュビ・ブリタニアが命じる。貴様たちは死ね。
イエス・ヨア・ハイネス。
The Gias is the ultimate gaslighting tool. Lelouch commands you to do something, and your brain just goes, understandable, have a nice day. Whether it's shoot your friends or forget your entire life, it's absolute obedience. What makes this S tier isn't just the mind control, it's the limitations. Eye contact is mandatory, and you only get one shot per person. It turns the anime from a mecha show into a high-stakes game of chess, where Lelouch has to maneuver people into staring contests. It's dramatic, it's theatrical, and it leads to some of the most heart-wrenching accidental massacres in anime history. If a guy with a purple eye tells you to live, you better believe you're gonna live whether you want to or not.
ルルーシュビ・ブリタニアが命じる。ダモクレスの鍵を渡せ。
いや、お兄様に渡してはいけない。これ以上罪を。どうぞ、お兄様。
Sometimes you don't want a scalpel, you want a nuclear warhead.
逆らうな。お前の分子は砂となって消える。お前、何をした？こいつ、とどめを刺すぞ。我契約文を捧げ、宙を覆う精霊の力を放たな。存在を解析、解除。
始まりは破壊だ。我は何も生み出さない、恵まない、救わない。ただ消すだけ、真っ白に砕けろ。壊れろ、潰れろ、弾けろ。
The Alpha Stigma is the definition of 0 to 100. 1 minute Reiner is lazily analysing magic formulas, and the next, someone hurts his friends and he goes full eldritch horror. The eyes bleed, the pentagrams spin, and reality just starts getting deleted. It's not an explosion, it's erasure. Matter, magic, people, it all just stops existing. It's that raw, uncontrollable, edgy power we all secretly thought was cool in middle school. It's tragic, it's messy, and it's the perfect representation of what happens when you bottle up your emotions until you accidentally disintegrate a kingdom. It turns the protagonist into a walking apocalypse that everyone is terrified of. We can't talk about eye abilities without bowing to the queen herself, Ryder. In the Fate universe, where law requires a PhD to understand, her eyes are terrifyingly simple. These are the mystic eyes of petrification. Unlike other abilities that require activation, these things are always on. She has to wear that iconic blindfold strictly for public safety. The mechanic is brutal. It's a stat check. If your mana stat is low, you turn to stone instantly. No saving throw, no dodging, you just become lawn decoration. If you're strong enough to resist the petrification, just looking at her puts a massive debuff on you, forcing you to fight like you're moving through molasses. It's the ultimate stat check ability, packaged with those legendary square pupils that every anime fan recognizes instantly. Aizawa is the spirit animal of every tired millennial. In a society obsessed with flashy quirks and explosions, Erasure is the great equalizer. One look, and suddenly that fire-breathing villain is just a guy in a weird costume flailing his arms. It forces the show to stop being Dragon Ball Z and start being a gritty street brawl. The tension of him trying not to blink while his eyes dry out is more stressful than most final battles. It's not about power, it's about shutting down the other guy's BS long enough to punch him in the face with a scarf. It's technical, it's cool, and it makes Dry Eye Syndrome look badass.
俺の生徒にちょっかいかけるなよ。
ほんとかっこいいぜ、イレイザーヘッド。
King Bradley is a furious old man with 2 swords, and he's absolutely terrifying.
ますますくだらん。
The Ultimate Eye doesn't shoot lasers or summon meteors, it just sees everything. Trajectories, weaknesses, the sweat on your brow before you even decide to attack. It allows a mortal body to dance through machine gun fire and dismantle tanks like they're made of cardboard. It's the pinnacle of martial prowess. There's something so visceral about watching him calmly walk through a war zone, dissecting gods and monsters with surgical precision. He doesn't need magic, he just needs to see where to cut, and you're already dead before the animation frames catch up. It proves that skill, when perfected, is indistinguishable from magic.
地獄へ付き合ってもらうぞ、ブラッドレー。
Before Sasuke, there was Hiei, the original short king of Edge.
くらえ！偏差値確認派！
The Jagan Eye is peak 90s character design. Just slap an extra eyeball in the middle of the forehead and call it a day. But it works. It gives him telekinesis, mind control, and buffs his Dragon of the Darkness flame. It requires surgery. It hurts like hell to get, and it looks gross, but the cool factor is undeniable. It's the symbol of Hiei's transformation from a villain to the guy we all wanted to be on the playground. It's simplistic by modern standards, but you can't beat the classics when it comes to Third Eye Awakenings. It's the OG don't mess with me warning sign.
見せてやれ本物の魔界の炎をシャオ演説かける派
This is the worst trade deal since I bought a Wii U on launch day. You trade half your remaining life, literally cutting your time on Earth by 50% just to see people's names and lifespans. In a battle shonen, this is useless. Oh no, I know your name is Steve, please don't punch me. But in the mental gymnastics of Death Note, it's actually a tactical nuke. It's the ultimate tool for a silent killer. It's useless for combat, but for murder, it's perfect. It adds a terrifying layer of inevitability to the show. Still, I'd rather just keep my lifespan and just ask to see their driving license.
MIHAEL KEEHL ミハエル・ケールやばい
Remember when Naruto was about ninjas using hand signs and hiding in trees? Yeah, neither do I.
今一つとなるのだ
The Rinne Sharingan is the moment the series jumped the shark, flew into space, and started fighting aliens. This forehead eyeball is the biological hard drive for the infinite Tsukuyomi, a genjutsu that literally puts the entire planet into a VR simulation to harvest their energy. It's got dimension hopping, lava worlds, and acid seas. It's the culmination of Kishimoto throwing every cool eye idea into a blender and hitting max. It's ridiculous, it's over-designed, and it completely ruined the power scaling, but watching it warp reality is the kind of massive spectacle we endure 500 episodes of filler for. It's the definition of final boss energy.
こいつおじいちゃんが言ってた
大筒木かぐやそれでも人間が憎いのだ その目は生きておられたのですか
何の話だ
And finally, we have the Chad of Chads, Arnos Voldigode. This man breathes and the universe apologizes. His magic eyes of chaotic destruction are so broken, they stop making sense. He looks at something and logic itself packs its bags and leaves. Indestructible shield, destroyed. A spell that can't be nullified, nullified. The reason? Because I saw it. He doesn't close his eyes because he's tired, he closes them to save the world. If he looks at creation too hard, existence just starts to crumble out of fear. It's the pinnacle of I'm too strong for this show energy. It's dumb, it's hilarious, and it's absolute perfection. When you can destroy the concept of reason with a glance, you know you've won anime.
どうして
お前にできることが俺にできないと思ったか